Viewer discretion is advised.
When you have that creepy smile and you're not really sure why you had the creepy smile, but you have it anyway. Guys, happy Thursday. You're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 250. For 250 episodes, you guys have allowed us to come into your home. Maybe late at night if you're on the other side of the world. Maybe it's just as you're eating dinner. Maybe you're watching this while you're on the way to work, listening to this while you're on the way to work. Either way, for 250 episodes, you have allowed us to entertain you with our... I don't even know what I was going to say. I felt like I was going somewhere really good with that, and then I lost it. Damn it. Yeah, Envy, you're going to have to learn to help me with my brain. But it is episode 250. We are in patch 8.1.5 for what, another week? Maybe two? Pretty sure a week. I don't remember when. I need to double check the date on the announcement for the end of PvP season. But we are going to be talking about everything we have missed in the last 2 weeks because we did not have a show last week and we have a lot to get caught up on. Literally 8.2 is on the horizon. We had the MDI, the AWC. We had that stuff go down in Australia. How epic. I never get to go to Australia. I don't think I want to go to Australia. No offense to Aussies, but we don't leave the country, guys. That's how white girls get stolen and sold on black market, and then I have to speed dial Liam Neeson, and it's just a whole big ordeal. That's why we don't do those things. Yeah, that stuff is getting lit. Like, competition is getting fierce for the esports, especially as we get closer to BlizzCon, so I'm excited to talk about that. And guys, I've never really been a huge fan of, like, gnome things, like, in general. Angie's gonna shoot me. I love gnomes, but I've never been excited about gnome stuff. I was going through some gnome things from 8.2, and I gotta tell you, I'm excited. So we're gonna talk about that. We have tons of stuff to talk about tonight. So grab a drink, strap your kids to the couch, strap the wife to the couch, bed. But I mean, as long as it's safe and there's a safe word, I'm not going to judge anybody for what they do. But basically CC everybody in your house because we got things to do.
In 2014, a crack commando unit was banned from trade chat for comments they didn't make. These men and women promptly escaped from the Stormwind stockades to the Ironforge underground. Today, still hunted by the trolls of trade chat, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, then maybe you can hire the Pwnecast. Leader and brains of the operation, it's Belle.
I want tacos so bad.
Betrayer of the priestly order and huntard extraordinaire, it's Remedies.
Then how did you eat it in the first place?
With the Pwnecast team assembled, let the battle for Azeroth begin.
So, you know, by the time I fix the intro, everybody will be back on the show. So I feel like
everybody had their moment and you're robbing me of mine.
Yeah. I also feel like I forgot to open XSplit as administrator, so when I click off, it closes our boxes, which is kind of annoying. But welcome back, guys. Welcome back, Envy. He is my co-host, and he, you know, we're gonna ride this bitch till the wheels fall off. He may or may not be the co-host with a raid rage most, but I think if there's things to yell about or be angry about in life, if it's just raid, I think you're doing all right. Like, if that's the least of your problems in the week with all the things, I think it's not too shabby.
You know, I have a pretty busy schedule at work. Not as busy as many, but busy enough. And this shit's stressful. I like to de-stress by playing World of Warcraft. And then that shit stresses me out, so it's like a never-ending circle of hatred. But
yeah. You know, it's tough to be in these times of uncertainty in World of Warcraft in general. You know, a lot of people aren't playing. And it's so bizarre to me because this is like the most content we've seen in a really long time. Like between Legion and BFA, like this is the most content we've ever seen. And I don't know. It feels very much like it did in Draenor, which is really scary because Draenor was scary times for many guilds, many raid teams, many people in general. And it's one of those things where I know that I should be lighting a fire to, you know, we have to beef up the raid team because we lose people throughout a tier to work, to real life, to lots of things. But I'm hoping 8.2 will, actually, I'm not even hoping 8.2 will do it. I'm hoping that the announcement at BlizzCon in regards to the next expansion is so out of this world that it brings people back to World of Warcraft. And I know there's a lot of people playing Classic right now. A lot of people that got beta are playing Classic. And I think that that's great. I don't want to fight with Jim today, so I'm not going to talk about Classic stuff.
You're not going to call him out on Twitter again?
Well, Jim messaged me, and he's like, you know, I love you. And I was like, well, you know, I apologized at the end of the show. And he's like, you know, I never watched the very end. And I was like, well, I did apologize for yelling. But Jim and I, we have a love that is, you know, a face only a mother could love, essentially. But I think about Jim often. Remedies was over here. We did, we were doing just random things, and we were talking about microwaves and internets and how the microwave affects the internet, and you don't have Wi-Fi unless you have a microwave. And
well, that's only true if you're using 2.4 gigahertz. If you're at 5.0,
right.
Problem.
So we were just laughing, and we're like, oh, we always think of him fondly. So, if you are new to Pwnecast, I apologize in advance for the many ways we're going to offend you in the next hour and a half. For sure, because that's what we do. Like, it's kind of our MO. Like, Envy's being on his super best behavior. Which is weird, because I'm waiting. Yeah, I don't know if you're looking for the pugs or if you're looking at another Envy behind you.
Nah, them Durgs are upstairs with the wife. Thank God.
Oh, is she home? It feels like I haven't spoken to her in a month.
All the bitches upstairs.
Normally we text each other. She hasn't been texting me, and I've equally not been texting her, so I'm just as guilty. But tell your wife I love her.
Woman, she loves you. There, done.
She didn't even hear. You're just a terrible...
She's in the chat. She's watching. So
I don't even see her in the chat.
I do. Well, I see her as a user in chat.
So... Oh, see, Sunday and Monday, we have an extra DPS, Drew, which I don't think you met Drew. I met Drew my third BlizzCon? Second BlizzCon. I don't remember. I think it was the second. I am a queen of something. What would you say I'm the queen of, Envy?
Bitchiness.
Wow.
Outright fucking hateful.
Hey, I was in a good mood for raid on Sunday, but then I forgot Monday night is also... Guys, I have the worst time remembering that Monday night is raid night. I don't know why. Literally. And then I get a message from Envy saying, oh, we downed Mechatork. And I'm like, wait, fuck, today's Monday, isn't it? And he's like, yes. To be fair, he doesn't text me to remind me, hey, it's raid time, like a good friend would.
So this is what the text message said.
Are you going to call me out right now?
It wasn't what she said. What the fuck was it? God damn it. Oh, yeah. Mecha down. Bell responds. OMG. I respond. We got some bugs willing to join. It's Monday. Fuck me. And then I respond, today was a good day. It really was.
I even told my husband, I was sitting on the couch and I'm like, yeah, it was raid tonight. And he goes, oh shit, it was? Yeah. Like, it was raid. It's cool. He's used to me not showing up on Monday. It isn't because I'm an asshole. It's just because I forget in the busy of Monday work that it's raid.
And I got like the I got the okay. She was like, you can pug some DPS. Fucking following day.
I did say
At it, I pug some DPS. We down Mecha Torque. We're gonna go to Blockade. We're
You-
gonna get this guild AOTC.
You know, it takes a lot for me to be okay with pugging a guild run, but we're literally losing people left and right to work, to like all the different things in life, and we're still behind another tier, and then we've got 8.2. Like, we need to get to work. We need to get caught up. Like,
Agreed.
Queen and the Joker.
And again, I thank you for letting me pug because the silver lining out of it, we got Mecha down, and we got some people interested in raiding with us. That's a plus for me.
That's how we've always found our raiders anyway, is like before we actually had a raid team. This is back in the days of Flex. That was how we found, like, Secret Sauce found the bulk of our raiders through doing plug flex runs. That's when we ran Siege of Orgrimmar probably 4 nights a week. We did full clears to get everybody their weapon. Like,
You
all
forgot
the
about
people.
that. Good old Siege. We didn't.
I never want to go again, though. Ever.
We were strictly a 10-man raid. Right about the time that they introduced Flex. When they introduced Flex, we brought some people in, but or when they made the changes to heroic mode, etc., we brought some people in, and we got them AOTC. But we were strictly a 10-man. We were 1 week away from actually losing AOTC. I'm pretty sure that's when they made the changes to heroic. In either case, yeah, we found some bugs that way after the fact, but it was great. But it sucks, just sticking to 10 people. Granted, you know each other and you're good. Everybody has to be on top
Like,
of it.
yeah, there's no
Room for error.
at all. Like, what I think, because I hadn't done mecha in a good minute, the habit of doing the call outs in the robot, like not jumping out as soon as somebody gives you your combination to get out of your robot. And there was like 3 pulls where I'm like selfish as shit and I get pulled out of the bot and I jump out before I pull someone else out of the bot.
You know, I was annoyed at one of them, but for one of them, I'm like, I'm gonna allow it. And me and Alex were talking about it. It's like, dude, like she screwed that mechanic up twice. Yeah, it was hilarious. One of those I allowed, and he finished the sentence for me because she fucked over Bean Up, right? You goddamn right she did.
Now, like, at least when I'm on it, like, it took me, I had to get back in because we haven't rated, and even before then, like, my rating was a little spotty just because of life stuff. So it's muscle memory for me, but I gotta be, sometimes on some of the mechanics. And Mecha, there's a lot of shit going on. Like, there's stuff.
Yeah. There can be. It's tough for.
Though I do the wormhole the best.
You did the wormhole the best on Monday.
I did the wormhole the best on Monday because I wasn't there. I'm really sad because I wanted to kill him too. Like, that really made me sad that I missed it. It was my own fault, but I'm just saying.
So.
But I'm ready for the new content.
God, so am I.
I'm ready for the what is it? The Mecha. What's the name of the dungeon? I can't.
Operation Mechagon.
Operation Mechagon. Yeah, You know what I really am honestly looking forward to. Hold on, I got some butt sweat. Hold on, guys. We're gonna get this.
Some butt sweat.
Yeah, I got some butt sweat. I didn't like Gnomes at all. At all. It wasn't because it was gnomes. It was just. I don't even know why I don't like it. I never liked it. I didn't like the fights. I didn't like the view. I didn't like any of it. I actually hated that dungeon. And when you level, especially when you're queuing as you're leveling, that's the #1 dungeon you do for like 30 fucking levels.
That and what the hell was it? Freaking Maradon. Fuck that dungeon. That and the other one.
That's at the cave, is it?
That's with what's her name? Yeah, Queen, Princess something something. The rock bitch at the end.
Oh, I have no memory.
that dungeon sucked, and the other one in Feralas. I think it's in Feralas.
Yeah, it is in Fairloss.
That goddamn imp you gotta like chase around. You guys really are excited for Classic. You're gonna relive all of this pain again, I promise.
You know, I am okay not going back. I don't want to live that life again. I want things to be difficult. Like, I don't want everything to be easy, but I also appreciate running water and electricity and, you know, those things. So remind me, they didn't actually give us a release date of 8.2. We simply got the announcement ending the PvP season, right?
Correct.
We got the 2-week warning.
So
What day did we get that 2-week warning? I'm looking right now.
I don't remember, but
Let me look.
typically a new patch comes out, 8.2, 8.3, whatever it'll be, right? And it's typically a month and a half before season 3 officially begins.
Yeah, what they'll do is when 8.2 happens, that'll be the end of the season. They'll spend that time doing their timey-wimey math stuff to get everybody that did all the stuff to get them their titles for the season, their rewards and all that kind of stuff. So 2 days ago, which would have been a Tuesday, they posted that BFA Season 2 is ending soon. We know what that means because this has been the way that I've always predicted. This is how I've always predicted when they haven't given us dates, was almost always by PvP seasons when they were tied to a patch. Since there's so much coming in 8.2 for season, what are we going into, season 3?
Yeah,
and
season 3.
Keep in mind that seasons no longer just count towards PvP, which is something I had to adjust to, because the seasons also are talking about, you know, the mythic ladders and stuff like that. So it's not just related to PvP, it's also for PvE. So since you got that 2-week warning, we got that 2 days ago, which would have been, that was the 11th. So we're probably looking at the 25th. If I had to pick a date, I would
25th of July?
the 25th of June for the patch.
No. Okay.
Because it's usually 2 weeks. Whenever they give this warning, ending soon, it's always 2 weeks. I don't think it's ever been like 3 or 4 weeks from, at least not intended.
Who knows? That might have all changed with the
that shit's like science.
77 cycles count.
Well,
That was a
so
troll.
keep in mind that 77 number that somebody picked up on in Legion, that wasn't how I was guessing. I was guessing based off the releases that Blizzard was doing. And I was guessing based off the things and how they were wording things when they talked about, you know, stuff coming. That's how I was able to pinpoint the release of stuff. It wasn't until someone mentioned, hey, by the way, these are 77 days in between. I hadn't actually caught on to that until, like, practically the end of the expansion. I had no idea. People thought I was, like, doing math. Guys, I can't math. Like, I can barely fucking English. I can't math. There's no math. There's counting on my fingers and toes. Like, there's no math. I need a phone and a financial person, CPA with a calculator sitting next to me, or bean counter or something. I don't know what they do. But you have, I'm going to say 2 weeks for you to get whatever you need to do done for your mythic season stuff. If you've got aspirations, now's the time to be a tryhard. If you're doing the PvP things, now's the time to go in and do your rated stuff and handle your scandal and get some titles and some fuck bitches get money. Like, I don't know what else to say there. Like,
I got 5 on.
Exactly. Like, I feel like we need to go real old school, because sometimes those things are important in life. But so let's 4 months of subs. Ewok, I love you. Let me hook you up. Hold on.
Donkey roll.
Donkey roll. Let me see that donkey roll.
I hope that blew out your guys' eardrums. That feels good, man. So, same time as what raid? There's not going to be a new raid at patch launch. I just, like, looked up and saw same time as the raid. The raid won't launch at patch launch.
No.
It never does. The raid is usually a month at minimum.
Typically, what ends up happening is the patch comes out with that. Especially this patch, we're gonna have so many major changes coming to our neck piece. Blizzard wants to test that out, and naturally, you're gonna get like a nerfed version of mod. You'll still be able to get AOTC, but they're giving you this last little push. So, I want to say it was like a month and a half, maybe 2 weeks. Sure, I don't know, but
It might be, but it'd be really weird. It's usually a month. But the reason is because there's a lot of adjustments that people need to make. But so let's say, let's check the math on this. So if, you know, if patch is the 25th, 2 weeks puts us into the second week of July, August, maybe. It just depends too. They're pretty smart about their raid stuff. They try to avoid having things happening during BlizzCon stuff, because you can't go to BlizzCon and be doing world first things. It just doesn't. That's not the way life works out. So it might be 2 weeks, but I'd be really surprised. I'm gonna say it's at least a month.
yeah, me too.
I'd be really surprised. If it is, then, you know, maybe they're trying to rush things. I don't know. Like, it could be maybe they're ready for the next level of whatever we're going to be doing. And maybe they're trying to throw a bunch of crap at us to, like, what if we get so surprised at BlizzCon that, like, surprise, expansion's coming in, like, 6 months.
What if you get so surprised you actually at BlizzCon afterwards you end up playing Classic?
I can't imagine a world where that's the thing. I'm trying really hard to go deep inside myself and imagine what that life looks like, and it just isn't feeling like that. But let's talk about what's happening for the weekly reset on Tuesday, June 18th, which is next Tuesday. You have the time walking, which is going to be Burning Crusade time walking, which I don't do any of those because I get lost in all of the BC dungeons. Like, not just I don't know which way to go. I'm talking like so lost you just leave the dungeon out of embarrassment.
Like you could be in Hellfire.
Yeah.
And figure out how to pull Nixia. But she'll do it.
Yeah. It's true. I have a really bad sense of direction. Like, I know where things are, but I have a sense of caves. I don't cave very well. When we had that anniversary event, and we did the, stop laughing at me.
Jesus Christ.
I'm doing the best I can. Guys, hi.
You're real dad.
Hi, we're back. I don't know what happened. It basically said, fuck yo couch, and all the things hung up. So here we are again. Where were we? I'm sweating. I'm wearing real pants. That's why I'm sweating. I'm wearing real pants.
You know, it's kind of weird.
No, like, here, for reals.
No. You don't have to.
Like, I have real pants on. This is not a drill, guys. Real pants. I did do adult things today. That is not my normal adult stuff, but we got real pants up in this yatch. Okay, where were we? Midsummer Festival is going to be June 21st. Make sure you do that. I don't remember. Is Midsummer Festival, isn't some of that stuff in the meta for the What a Long Strange Trip?
Yeah.
Isn't it like the burning of the Wicker Man and
the faction areas and whatnot.
which who doesn't like to burn Wicker Men, right? Like, that's just.
Which are you guys gonna? I wonder. Do you have to talk to the back in time chick to send you back to old Undercity, or is that where you're gonna avoid Undercity?
That's actually a good point, because right now there isn't an Undercity, right?
Right.
Like, we didn't take it back as being Alliance. It's just not. It's like our tree. That shit's fucking up in smoke.
I like that tour.
Well, I wonder. It's kind of an interesting concept to think about. Stormwind was busted for a very long time because of Deathwing. And we went, well, they barely fixed it in Legion, right? So we're talking 3 expansions? 4? Now, I just want to put this out there, food for thought. I'm the king of Stormwind, right? I'm the king of all of the Alliance on Azeroth, essentially. You mean to tell me it took, like, I don't know, what is this in Azeroth years, in expansion years? What are we talking, like 100 years or some shit? I'm gonna need you to fire your construction crew. Because it took you that long.
I mean, to be fair, that fire is it's a fire that doesn't go out for 1,000 years, so they probably had to figure out a special way to get rid of that nasty ass.
Don't we have like wizards and warlocks and?
Wizards and warlocks are cool, but we're talking about a motherfucking dragon.
We're talking about motherfucking dragon. Well, so I heard my dog barking, and I'm gonna punch that dog in the face. I love my dogs, don't get me wrong, but she always barks right at the worst times in the history of worst.
Riley.
Yeah. They've been waiting for the pest control guy to show up because he tried to be slick last month and try to pretend like nobody was home. Motherfucker, I work from home. What do you mean no one is home? Like, me and the Amazon guy, we are besties. So, he knows I'm home. He just didn't want to come inside and do the inside of the house. But during summer, you have to have your inside done. So, we've got Midsummer Festival. Make sure you go do that. If you are new to World of Warcraft, go do it anyway. Just because those, these are staples in World of Warcraft holidays. The micro holidays aren't that important in the grand scheme of things for you to experience. But these are, these are staple stuff. They're not really a whole lot of fun after you've done them.
But if you're a completionist, do them.
Yeah, if nothing else for the achievements. And you get cool toys. Like, you get cool things. So it's definitely worth the effort. And if everybody is saying that there isn't anything to do, so there really shouldn't be any to-do list because you have it to do. Let's talk about... Looks like we don't really have a whole lot of important hotfixes. There isn't any that I really missed either, to be honest.
It was trivial.
Yeah, none of these look super important or even worth... Warlords of Draenor time walking. Again, how old am I that Warlords of Draenor is considered time walking?
Wait, what? We just ended that.
But like, how
like
is
spark this memory?
But how is Warlords of Draenor time walking?
I mean, it's in the past.
Not far enough to. I don't miss it. Like, the purpose for me of time walking is to go back to things that I miss, right? To revisit times past and to go and do things in, an equal level difficulty where it isn't just a face roll, right? Where you can't just go one man the whole dungeon when you've out leveled all that power. I feel like I don't want to go back to Draenor right now.
How can we be nostalgic about something that just happened? I don't know, that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Which in game years is a long time, but it really isn't a long time. Like, we still have deep rooted traumas from Draenor. I do, in terms of PvP stuff. If I'm being honest.
We still have deep rooted trauma from Wrath.
Yeah.
The Lich King, like the single best character in the entire lore of the game.
I don't know that I would say that. I think that is an unfair statement. I wouldn't say he's the best character.
He was the one that brought in the most tragedy, to say. Like,
he does have a very eclectic and deep-rooted story and tragedy in his own right. Like, I'll agree there. He's definitely the poster child for probably needing therapy.
it was one of those moments where you're rooting for this guy, and then you're like, okay, man, like, what are you doing? All right, I'm gonna see where this is going, dude. I really like you, man. What the hell are you doing? It's like this game was great, but man, fuck
Then
you.
you have to kill him. And he still don't give up the goods. He refuses to give me the mount. In truth, I probably wouldn't use the mount anyway.
I use it all the time in raid.
You're a DK, though. It makes sense.
Damn right it does.
Like, it doesn't make sense for me, not a DK, to use a... It just doesn't... I don't know. The Warlock, it makes sense, but I'm quite partial to my Warlock mounts anyway. Like, my Nether Steeds, those are my normal go-tos. Like, those are the things that I love to use.
The mounts that make sense with your transmog.
I still haven't gotten the damn creeping or lay woven carpet from Sarmar. I gave up, and then I saw guildies get it, and I'm like, wow. People that don't even really like anything Sarmar related. And here I am, I'm literally trying to pledge my love and loyalty to the Nightfallen, and they just refuse to give me the goods. And I'm really upset that the Proudmoore Admiralty doesn't have a mount.
It would probably be a damn horse anyway.
I know. I love their horses, though. I love the horses. I don't know why. Of all the things that I should like, I love the horses. But I do want to tell you, I do love that mount. We talked about this mount when it first, when the pictures first came out, when Wowhead had data mined them. The wheel that you're on. That gyro. Hold on, I'm going to find it right now. That gyro, it's like a wheel and you're sitting on it and the wheel spins, but you're sitting still. It's very Mad Max in the Thunderdome in nature.
I'm thinking Wolfenstein too, but you probably haven't played that, so.
Let's see, what is it called? Does anybody know what the name of that mount is?
Hell no, I don't. But I saw a different type of mount that looks pretty. Not that version of the vehicle you walk. But
hold on, let me see. I'm really sad because I can't find it. I don't know what the name of the mount is. I just know that it's very Mad Max. It reminds me of like 2-man enter, 1-man leave type of deal. So let's talk about that. I read this thing on Wowhead about hints, right? Blizzard hints. Mecha Cycle, I think you're actually right. I do think it's Mecha Cycle. I want to rock that. I don't know that I have the transmog on Bell to rock it, but I am thinking that 8.2 might be a good time for me to change my transmog. I normally do the same transmog throughout each expansion. And at the end of each expansion, that's like my routine is to prepare for the next expansion with the appropriate attire. Now, I've came to Kul Tiras. I've impressed Catherine. I've done what I didn't think I was going to be able to do, and I have switched the way that I feel about Jaina. And I am now, like, I'm trying to be her number one because she's Lord Admiral. So, like, I'm trying to be whatever boat that bitch is on. I'm trying to fly next to her because... boats and hoes, essentially, when you think about it.
Prestige worldwide, baby.
Exactly. So I'm thinking it might be time for me to change it because, like, I can't really rock all this mecha gnome stuff and look the way that I do because I'm very dapper pirate-esque because I wanted to impress Catherine Proudmoore. I didn't want her to kick me out. Be like, who the fuck are you? Get good. So I think now's a good time for that. But I was reading this thing. I was reading this thing on the Volpera and how there's these nods and these potential things that are pushing in the direction of allied races. Now, guys, I want to tell you that when the Volpera first hit Wowhead's website in the model viewer, I told everybody for like 4 episodes that is not random. Wowhead just didn't randomly decide to pull the Volpera and highlight that in their model viewer where you could customize the Volpera clothing. Like, you've always been able to do that with model viewer, especially through Wowhead. Like, Wowhead's always given those options, but they heavily focused on the Volpera as if it was news. Like, exciting, we just added Volpera to our model viewer and you could change its outfits. I firmly believe that wasn't random. And I told everybody back then, this doesn't feel random to me. This feels like they're doing focus group testing on a large scale. They're trying to gauge how the community is going to react to these things, because with the Volpera, I think they have to be creative, right? To weave them in to the allied race of sorts, just because, like, I personally had never really heard of the Volpera. I'm sure people that read all the different books, I'm sure they've been, we've dealt with them sometime before, but I'm sure there's a lot that has to go into something like that.
I mean, I kind of got that hint early on, way early on, just the Alliance, like, befriending them essentially for the sake of, like, infiltrating Zuldasar, right? And the same thing with the Horde and those little rat bastards. God, I forget their names, but yeah, early on in the game, you're just like trusting these people, they trust you, and you're like, could they? With the same token, though, we thought the same thing with the Horde and the Sanguine. Or Saiyan, sorry, Sanguine. That's an affix. The Saiyan, whatever the hell they're called. The vampires from...
I think Saiyan is not what you think it means.
No, I'm taking Dragon Ball Z right now, but I know.
That's another
that's
another fandom, okay? Xavier would be very upset with you for confusing.
He would. Oh, dude. So I segue here a bit. I met Belle's children. They're a real smart bunch. But me and Belle's oldest boy, we're talking about like DC related stuff, and
he's 9, by the way. He's 9.
He's 9. And we're actually having a pretty intelligent conversation about like the story of Batman versus Superman. Like, it's a Frank Miller. That was inspired heavily by Frank Miller's take on it. Maybe there were a lot of liberties, and he was asking who's Frank Miller, and explaining to the kid he's the person who wrote The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Returns, some pretty important comic books back in the early 80s. And that led into like a conversation about the DC universe today, and I made the mistake of thinking like, yeah, the one Robin who was killed, he's like the Red Skull, and I meant to say the Red Hood. That kid corrected me almost instantly, and I'm like, I just got my ass punked by a 90-year-old.
He's a purist.
Cool kid.
It sucks when your kids grow up to be smarter than you, and you find yourself losing arguments with them, and they're 9, and it's because they outlogic you. And sometimes I just have to just shut up and walk away because I know I've lost, but I can't concede, right? Like, you can never show fear to your children. You can never concede, because the one time you concede, you'll have to forever. So he is, that kid beat his first adult level in skill video game at 2.5. Like, he was almost 3. That kid's on a whole other level. I'd like to think that it's my DNA that contributed to that, which it probably is, but we're a gaming house, so I think it was logical that he was going to... Maybe he'll make games, maybe he'll be a great game maker, and...
Teach him Linux.
He could just put me in a granny pod in his backyard and just make sure I have Google Fiber and occasionally send me tacos. Like, I'll never bother you, just let me live in your backyard in a little granny house. So, Volpera.
Sand Lane, by the way.
It's what?
The Sand Lane.
Oh. They are...
We thought for a minute that they were going to be the next allied race for the Horde, and that turned out false.
Well, so let's talk about this Volpera situation. Now, we've talked about this many, many, many times, and part of what we've... Oh... So it's actually pretty likely, because they actually pulled the scripts under allied races, and it does say Volpera. I didn't read that far in advance. It's like cutscene shit. Like, this is why, like, if Wowhead were to ever be like skip tracers, no one would get away with any debt. Like, they would find everybody that's like pretending to not be them because they owe money.
To be fair though, like, Blizzard has been known to troll a few times. I don't know that they would do it hiding code in their game, but it's very likely that again, going back to the 77 cycles, some dev threw that out there like, hey, let me throw this bone out there. And those false.
Who would it be, though?
I don't know. Whoever takes credit of their trolls. Like, we're still trying to figure out who. Well, actually, I think they already know who drew the happy face under Karazhan.
Like, who would they be? Would they be Alliance or Horde? Or would they be...
I would probably vouch Alliance. The
Because-
Alliance befriended them first.
But they have positive story with both, right?
I don't know. I don't play the Horde side. But I honestly don't know. Just because you can enter the same instance or dungeon as a Horde, they're still going to react the same way to you.
How balanced is it, though? I need to look at the balancing. I feel like Blizzard wouldn't necessarily care if it was balanced, but so we've got... I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I would think that it would be... maybe it's going to be Horde.
I mean, it's all up in the air. Only time will tell, but I say Alliance. It just makes sense to me. Unless something's drastically changed that I haven't read about, which is likely.
A Volpera Beer Fest icon.
Matthew.
So they have a Beer Fest icon. Holiday Beer Fest. Many icons related to Mechagon and armor sets and mounts. So, are we playing Volpera? That's my question. Like, who plans on playing Volpera if that ends up being a thing?
Don't know, but when they introduce a Murloc, that's going to be me permanently. Although, it'd be kind of sweet to see a Tortolan. Think about it, they're friendly to both, they have a good relationship with both. They can be the next stupid panda race.
Here's the problem with the Tortolans.
They're slow as balls.
And they eat their own people.
That's fine with me,
They sell turtle soup.
They embrace their inner Thanos.
I'm not into cannibalism. I mean, I used to in a past life. But guys, we don't have to live that way anymore. We don't have to live that way anymore. We can live a better life. So, I want to know what you guys think. Tell me who wants to play Volpera and why. Tell me what the purpose is you want to play Volpera. Is it because you have furry tendencies? Do you have secret fantasies involving tails? What is it about the Volpera that everybody wants to play them? Because I think they're cute, but I don't understand the obsession. What am I missing?
Volpera. Those are the little rat bastards, aren't they?
They look like foxes.
Yeah. Okay, so I had them completely mixed up with those goddamn snake bastards on the Alliance side.
So, can somebody explain the purpose behind people wanting to play them? Because I don't. It's lost on me.
I don't know, but
Murlocs I can see, right? Murlocs are classic. They've literally been since the beginning of time, but I just don't understand the purpose of Volpera. And I need somebody to explain why you want to be... I think it's because it's very Final Fantasy in nature. You're muted. Or am I muted?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you were muted.
Well, you gotta bring up negative shit about
I know.
Final Fantasy.
I know. But, like, explain. Analyze. You could be Dr. Phil right now, Envy. I'm giving you a new job title. You could be the official show Dr. Phil.
So, why would you want... Just tell me for a second, why would you want to play a Volpera? I can't do it, Dr. Phil.
That was like the best Dr. Phil impression ever. Ever. Literally, ever.
I want to do it, but it's going to come out like Hank Hill instead. Ball!
I know. It's gonna come out like... It's gonna come out like Boomhauer. Yeah, I don't understand that it's
I don't know, they would make cool rogues. They seem like the rogue type of...
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. I'm excited for new reputations in Rise of Ashara because I think it's important that we always have something to work towards. And I feel like I also want a mechanical cat for reasons. I don't really have a reason, but
Did you see the God damn, what the hell is it? The Rust Bolt resistance mount?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so there's going to be 3 new factions, one for Alliance, one for Horde. Those mounts are pretty similar, maybe a different shade of color, but there's going to be a shared mount called the Rust Bolt Resistor. It's got this little. I wouldn't know how to describe the damn thing. It kind of reminds me of like the second boss in
It
no, the third
reminds
boss
me
in
of
Sur-
the villain
I-
in Sonic.
Dr. Robotnik.
What's his name? Egbert?
No, it's Dr. Robotnik.
Okay, so you know how at the end he always hops in the thing and it shoots up and it goes. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
Yeah, sure. I was thinking about one of those bosses in the Night Old, the third boss. Actually, no, he was bipedal.
Yeah, so this looks pretty. So it's
It looks
neutral,
cool.
neutral reputation. It's got 2 things that for like jet packs, and it's very old war. It's very
World War-esque.
yeah. It's got the same vibe as like
It's just if you love gnome architecture, it'd be good for you.
and it's a cute little. I don't know. I would need to see how it works out in terms of visuals. It feels like it's gonna give me like seasickness. I don't really know that I particularly fancy the mounts for these particular reputations. And a large part of it is because they're ugly. But I'm sure that there are people that do love them. But this eel thing, like, it's like a manta ray and an eel had a baby, and then it ate a shark.
Laser beams on its head.
With frickin' laser beams on their frickin' heads. I just don't feel like... I don't know, but I really want this flopping fish.
Magikarp.
Place the fish down and kick it around. Like, I really just want a flopping fish for raid, like, in between pulls.
Garp. God damn it.
This is why we can't be serious about anything ever. And I'm excited for Siri. She just randomly started recording my voice.
Oh my.
That's the NSA for you guys. Like, that's what's happening. Oh, I wanted to talk about this this level squish for future expansions thing that apparently is news. I don't know why it's news, but I guess there's surveys that came out against a level squish. I didn't know that there was a survey. Did anybody get these surveys?
I did not.
It says, are you aware the maximum level of 120 will be reduced in the future? The level squish will reduce the total number of levels required to access the most current content. The new level cap will be dramatically lower than the... Hold on. So this is a level squish. This isn't a stat squish. This is a level squish.
Mm-hmm. Duh.
I don't know how I feel. Like, I knew it was going to come to pass eventually, right? Like, we can't get to, like, level 11 million. You can't keep going in this manner. And you can't scale back the amount of levels you add with each expansion because then it's not fun. And I knew that it was going to come. I knew it was going to happen. But I don't know how I feel.
I thought about it, and honestly, I don't really mind it. Like, it's just basic math, and one of the real basic math in terms of like the coding behind it. But I feel like the reward would be more. You know, that the reward you get at the end would be more rewarding for you, like you accomplished something, versus like, oh, I just hit 112 2 minutes ago and I already got like an upgrade that's significantly better, and it makes absolutely no sense why it does, or doesn't for that matter. The item upgrades.
Somebody put this. It would be cool if every time you earned a level, you got a reward. Somebody stole this from you.
I'm pretty sure I didn't. I'm not the only one who came to the same conclusion.
I'm just going to give you credit for it. I just wanted to be outraged. I just needed a moment. I have nothing to be sad about this week in WoW, so I needed a moment to be outraged.
But honestly, I don't mind it. Like, if if you're new to the game, like you would probably end up doing every zone anyway for the hell of it. Um, and if not, you just want to get to the very end of the game and just play with your friends, you can do that too.
Let me
Faster or not.
let me tell you what Blizzard should do. And if anybody from Blizzard's listening or gives a shit about anything we say, things that I have recommended have happened before. I'm not saying it's because I said it, but there have been times when these things have came to pass. I'm all for a level squish because I get it. Math, right? Math. I also am about feeling good about being a certain level. I feel good about those things because I remember what it was like to be level 85, and that literally seems like so long ago. And I don't want to lose that feeling of connecting those numbers to that particular period of time. Like in the 80s, that was Miss Pandaria. Like I have the levels that I equate to the different moments in game content time. However, if you want to level squish, anybody that has a max level character, I think they should get something. I think there should be not a feat of strength, but something that is loyalty. Give us something super fucking cool. Maybe your bar looks different. Anybody who had, when they do the squish, maybe give to people that are actually playing and doing things and continuing to be a part of World of Warcraft and aren't shitting all over you on fucking Twitter and aren't fucking abandoning you for Classic and getting all your friends to abandon you for Classic and aren't shitting on you all over Reddit and shitting all over you in trade chat. Like, maybe give some loyalty to the people who go through these expansions and who go through these contents and who level. Maybe it's I don't want to say it's a thing that there's a marginal difference between them and new players, right? But I think it should be something that should be sought after that makes people want to be a part of that. And I think that it makes the level squish that much easier to tolerate and swallow because, hey, we're going to do this thing, but you're also going to get this other thing. Like maybe there's a spell you give them. Maybe it's a specific spell that it doesn't matter what race you are or what class you are. It's just a spell that's a quality of life spell. Maybe it's like a 5-minute Hearthstone or some shit. I don't know. I'm just throwing things against the wall. But it should be something that reminds you that you went through that. Because that'll make it easier for me to swallow a level squish in terms of now I have to equate the lower numbers with a new portion in time.
I mean, why not? I guess the easiest thing to do is exactly what you said, get a reward. And obviously a feat of strength. Mm-hmm. Be like, hey, I was with this game from start to finish, or, revamp, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I think we're down to roll, right? Like, especially the veteran World of Warcraft players who they go through the good and the bad, and they continue to be there. It feels, and I agree, like, getting X amounts of classes at max level, there should have been an achievement for that. In Legion, I wanted to do all the fucking class order halls. All of them. On every single class. And after I only have like 2 left that I never did. And I thought, well, this isn't even, like, you get an achievement for getting multiple, but there should be more things for people that are out of the box. They don't just log in and do their one little tune or they do their little alt. Like, I'm talking these guys that find ways to fill their time in between shitty content. I'm talking about when you, as a company, give us what you think we want, but it isn't what we think we want. We know what we want, and sometimes you tell us what we want, and sometimes we need to be told what we want. We're not always right, guys. But a stat squish would be easier or a level squish would be easier to swallow if you got an accolade for it. If you got a thing that says, hey, you did this thing. Because I would want to be a part of that. I can't imagine people being like, oh, no, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that. Build me a statue in Stormwind. Lay me to rest next to my king. Because I need a vacation anyway, guys. I'm fucking tired.
Oh, you're tired. Touching on the subject of a level squish, what was always fun? back in the day.
Herpes? Oh, that's probably not fun.
At the time, it seemed like a good idea, but not afterwards.
Right,
Anywho,
right.
When you level, and I'm thinking way back, like when I was playing my mage, you level, and then you got to run your dumbass back to Stormin or wherever there's like a trainer, learn your next spell from your trainer because you're like, I reached the level necessary. That kind of reward was just that, very rewarding. Now, not to that extremity, but like maybe go back to the game and be like, as a Death Knight, I don't know where you'll start, but as a Death Knight, you work your way up to Icy Touch, you work your way up to Death Strike, you work your way up. Like this class is going to get even easier once I reach this point. That's rewarding in itself. But again, I can see the flip side. Like that sounds like a pain in the ass. I want what I want now. I don't know. Those might make sense.
I feel like I agree with you, and I miss the times where I had to go to the slaughtered lamb and go to the very bottom, and I had to learn things from my warlock trainer, and I used to get creeped out going down there because I would think, I know these are my people, but like, this is some fucking Buffalo Bill shit. Like, they're trying to put the lotion on the skin and have me in a fucking putting Joe Dirt in the hole. Like, I remember feeling a certain amount of apprehensive of going down there, knowing that they're my people, but like you had to go down there to learn your pet every time you got a new demon. Like, I miss those little things. I don't miss it enough to go play Classic before any of you are like in chat typing, why don't you go play Classic? Because that is not Classic. That is times past, right? Because this is after vanilla. This is, this is live WoW. This is current WoW. It's just the past version of it. It isn't like WoW 1.0 or whatever. But I miss some of those things, and I would like to see Blizzard get back to some of that. I'll go through the ceremony in game, whatever the ceremony is for the particular thing, because it's nostalgic. So it doesn't bother me if I have to go all the way back to the slaughtered lamb to go learn when I level. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm good with that. But we can't do that anymore because players complained they had to go back and do a thing. We sought to make things easier because we wanted to make it where World of Warcraft, out of the box, any fucking moron could play this game and not know what they're doing, and we dumbed it down because Blizzard wanted a wider audience. And I get it, guys. I'm not, if you fall into that moron category, I apologize, but I can't change your future. Like, that's not
Jesus.
I can't change your situation.
Basically said Darwinism's going to take care of them.
But this was Friza's biggest fear. I don't know if many of you remember Friza, but this was Friza's biggest fear. Friza's biggest fear is that we were going to dumb this game down so much that we were going to make it like the Call of Duties. And we were going to make it like all these other games that you could just pick up and put down without a thought, where there wasn't immersion and there wasn't a feeling of deep-rooted life. Like, it's a life for people. We took that out of the equation because we wanted a wider audience. I get it. I understand it from a Blizzard standpoint, from a business standpoint. But this was literally Friza's greatest fear. He talked about it for months when a lot of these changes had happened, like Warlords of Draenor and like that kind of thing. Like, he was terrified. It was a legitimate fear. And unfortunately, a lot of what he was worried about came to pass. I even have to concede to that one because I was like, WoW would never do that. Like, they would never let this happen. Well, here we are. I would like to see them get back to complicated. I'm sure I'm not making any friends here. I'm sure people are like, I don't got time for that. Guys, I don't have time for that either.
But to be fair, and on the flip side, sure, like, the current content may be a bit easier, but to be fair, Classic, they were just learning how to start their raids. That was difficult because even the devs were like, I don't fucking know what to do. Today they sort of have an idea of a strategy that makes sense to people that they can start putting together. And you got your LFR for those people that like, I'm a dad with like 17 different children from like 2 baby mamas. I'd work out the math, whatever, but I don't have time for this shit. I want to play LFR. And that's fine. You got that. That you're gonna go through your story. You're gonna feel accomplished. Great. And then there are people like us. LFR is fine and all, but I really want to get that AOT.
I don't live that life. We don't live that LFR life anymore because we don't have to.
Don't. If you got a group that can do it, why not just go through the headache of, wipe after wipe after wipe to perfect your game
Yeah.
and get that kill? The sense of achievement's greater. And Classic will probably do that for everybody. I will admit that I'm kind of, interested in going back and trying to get maybe, a Tish. Completing Naxxramas. That'd be fun.
I could see some of those things maybe.
But am I gonna work my way through it? Probably not. I just don't have the time. I like where the game's going. It doesn't feel very Call of Duty. Maybe the story does, but some of these fights are challenging. And whether you think this game is easy or not, for some of us who just don't have the time but want to invest the time in it, it can be challenging. And I'm basically saying I'm not as good as you guys are. It's hard for me, but I like that. I want to feel like I've accomplished something. Clearing a road is enough for me. If I could get an
I agree.
raid, I would if I could, but I'm not.
I do agree with that. And when I say easy, I'm not even referring to raids. I'm referring to just everything in general. The some things I don't want to go back to. But I'm kind of glad we don't have reforging. I know a lot of people love it and want it back, but honestly, Blizzard saves me from myself and that kind of stuff. And I feel like people don't understand that maybe sometimes, Blizzard is literally saving you from spending 4 fucking hours doing all these things, reforging, and just going down the rabbit hole of tweaker theory crafting, because that's what ends up happening, guys. Tweaker theory crafting. It's a thing. It's a new fad. Where you spend 4 hours just swapping stats and going and doing a thing, swapping stats and going and doing a thing. Which
I'm pretty sure Hateful is that guy in the guild right now. Hateful's our new paladin thing. He's doing a kick-ass job at it. Lock in the box.
Lock in the box. He's got a very nice mannerism about him.
He sounds
He...
authentic, I guess.
You going to say authentic?
That's the only thing I could think of at the
I
time.
thought you were going to say autistic, so I'm really happy that you didn't say that. Hateful, he would never call you if you're listening to this. I agree. The war fronts... What if the war fronts were difficult? What if you didn't beat the war front every time you went in there? What if strategy mattered? What if you didn't get a participation trophy because everybody bitches that they don't have time? What if those things happened? What if the island expeditions actually gave you shit that you needed instead of just wasting your fucking time?
I really didn't care for the island expeditions. And even with the mythic setting, you could literally just get through that whole ordeal in 10 minutes and be like, I'm done with this. I'm good. I'm good. I got my points. I think they could have done a better job with island expeditions. War fronts, I also agree they could have done better. Maybe even give us the option of having a heroic mode, a mythic mode, treat it like a raid, whatever. Make it harder each time a new patch comes out. I agree that all of that could have been done better. Give us options. Just give us options. We can make our own damn decision, Blizzard. Trust us. However, you also got to cater to the people who don't have that mental capacity or just aren't great. They're going to need to fucking do these easy ass...
Great. Give them the difficulty level to allow that. Call it Derpy McDerp mode.
But as a dev, why program for that when you're like, this will suit everybody. It's a catch-all.
why do I have to suffer because of the new people that come in? Because the problem has always been the Blizzard devs have always cared more about the new fucking players than they have ever cared about the people that have been here from day one. That has always been my complaint.
A lot of the new players are paying the bills.
Guess what? I've been playing this bitch for fucking, 10 years now? Still subbed. Hi.
And you're still putting up with it.
I
So
know,
to them,
because
it's like, it's okay.
Because they know we're going to do it. The lifers do it. I don't want Blizzard to just cater to the vet players, right? Because I don't even know that I'm considered a vet player because I didn't play a whole lot of vanilla, right? Like, I'm a BC baby, so I don't know if I'm even considered a vet player, but maybe that's why they're focusing on devs, because maybe they finally figured it out. Is that too much to hope? That they figured it out?
Nah. It's reasonable. It's just, again, like, I don't know what goes on in, like, the boardrooms of Blizzard. Like, how are we gonna fuck over our players today, kind of deal. I don't believe that they do that purposely.
No, I think they choose the lesser of the two evils, right? They choose the path of least resistance, the one that they think is going to lead them to the least amount of burning of bushes on the internet. Not those kind of bushes either, before anybody makes it weird. But I get really passionate about this subject in particular because it's really hard for me, because I've been saying it for years. Little by little by little, it's like right now I'm watching the government slowly take over our rights as Americans, right? Little by little, the government, the one thing our forefathers fought, is we're watching it happen and we're letting it. We are physically letting it happen because we refuse to take a stand. Unless somebody says something super offensive on the internet, then all the white knights, right? All the justice warriors want to have something to say, but we just sit by and we swallow. And I feel like that's what we did as players. I feel like we got to a point where now we have to yell, right? We have to yell because nobody's listening to... Keep in mind, this isn't a dig at Blizzard. I'm a Blizzard fangirl, and I'm not angry at the game in its current state. I was really happy with BFA. I'm a little bit bored, but I also have life, so that helps distract me from being in game, really. But I like the content. I want to see them bring good things.
You know, it would be easy to like tell a developer when you started playing Battle for Azeroth, you're leveling your character and you're just racing to get to 120. There's that feeling in the back. You're just like, you feel good each time you get a level. You feel accomplished. You're having fun. You're like, I wanna get to the end because I wanna know what's going on. It's that mystery. And you lose it pretty quickly. At least it's feeling like that these past expansion packs. And I'll deal with it because I'm a lifer too, but you start losing that momentum, people are going to stop playing. And I know they're trying their hardest, but they need to think outside of the box. I don't know how, they just need to do it.
Get back to... What's the word? It's lost on me here. Get back to what we know.
Hookers and coke?
Yeah, that too. But get back to basics. Get back to good. Get back to what set us apart from all the other games. Because that's where you are going to find what you have been missing. Which, it isn't anybody's fault. There's nothing wrong with making things better and improvement. I'm one of the people that's on the top things of let's make this better. Or let's, change. This isn't... I want to see them continue. So I'm choosing to remain how I was in Warlords of Draenor. When everybody else quit playing, and here I am every day. I'm choosing to have faith that there is something bigger coming, in the sense of perhaps they have figured it out. Because it can be done. They can fix anything. They're Blizzard. It's what they do. Honestly, it's what they do. if it's ever going to be a time, it's going to be now. Reality. It's going to be now. And
Oh yeah.
we have greats that give a shit about World of Warcraft. Taryn Gregory is never going to let them do some weird shit to WoW. Like, he is such a lifer that he's not going to let them. He's one of those guys that would, like, handcuff himself to the building if they try to, like, do some real weird shit. These are the guys that are going to preserve. But I feel like it's important that we continue to show what needs to be preserved, what matters and what doesn't. And 8.2, I'm excited. I actually haven't been excited. I was really excited about Cool Terrans. It's not so fun since Belle can't be a Cool Terran, so like it wasn't as exciting. But I'm excited for 8.2 because I want to fly.
Oh, goddamn. That and, well, flying kind of defeats the purpose of the mount equipment. But if you're leveling, I guess.
I do want that crab, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's something to be said about the things that make us happy. Like, the weird little things that is...
So, crabs make you happy?
Yeah, like, just little things that no one else would understand, but WoW players get it. Like, we get it. Like, when somebody is like... When I was in Chicago, there was a guy yelling for bread on the street, and I instantly thought, oh, it's Hopper McNabb. Like, I instantly, like... It's funny the things that we get that most other people don't. We wanted a flying pig. We got one. It was kind of weird, but we got one. And we get crabs. Who doesn't love crabs? I'm sure there's somebody out there who doesn't love crabs. I don't have any.
mean, I'm sure there are people out there like, you got me thinking about this.
Did I get you thinking about crabs?
Yeah, it's not really cool.
So tell me, I want to know, what is the one thing that if you could have anything back that was changed or adjusted, if you could have anything back, please don't say reforging, guys. Step outside of your box, okay? Get off Reddit. Quit listening to the masses. Get off Asmongold stream. You as a individual, and we'll start with Envy, and then those of you that are listening or watching, comments on the show, or if you're watching now, like, what is the one thing, if Ian the genie came down right now and said, you have one thing that I will bring back for you, what would it be? And it's a tough one.
I'm a sort of... God, this is going to sound purist and role play-ish, but it's a really stupid minor ask of mine. I miss getting into parties. I miss getting into raids and going through Ubers, as an example. Just going through the whole dungeon just to get to Blackwing's lair. Because it feels like it's just kind of like that build up to it, right? Like, you're killing trivial trash and shit. Well, maybe not so trivial at the time, but you're making your way to like this epic fucking dungeon raid, and you know you're gonna fuck shit up, but you gotta get through the initial resistance at first. That's what I want back, to be perfectly honest.
Okay, that was deeper than I expected, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't expecting that. That was a.
If you were expecting for me to say something like stupid, like reforging, or like something
no, I just like that was.
I miss that kind of environmental storytelling, if you will.
That was thoughtful. That was like really thoughtful. I didn't know you had it in you.
Environments tell like a big story, and that's what I miss.
Yeah, I agree. God, that was. I don't know if I could beat that. I don't know if I could beat that. I don't miss tier sets at all. I think tier sets complicated the game, and I like complicated. Don't get me wrong. I love complicated, but it felt really bad to have to pass up a really good piece, and it just sit in my bag because I couldn't break my tier set.
Yep, I agree.
That felt really bad. Like when there's a 20 item level difference, and I have to keep my tier set because it's a requirement. Because if I don't, I'm not going to pull the numbers I need for raid. That felt bad. Maybe the tier sets weren't the problem, but how much they impacted were. You know, maybe it was adjustments that they needed to make, but I can never go back to that life of tier sets of that hurt my feelings. I passed up a cape one time that was 20 item levels, and the stats were amazing. It hurt me. Not a cape, pants.
Honestly, what I think ruined that was the item upgrade mechanic.
Yeah, I could see that.
You're right, like, oh, sweet, 425 item level, but this is...
Oh, sad. You're like, oh, I'm just going to go home and cry now. I'm just going to let it. And we're not going to give it to anybody. Like, you ain't giving that shit away to nobody. You are keeping it because it's yours. Like, I am not giving it to anyone. Because I'm stingy as fuck. I'm keeping it.
Yep.
So for me, the one thing I asked a question. I wasn't even prepared to answer it myself. Honestly, like that is just dumb. I was not prepared. I'm not going to lie, I'm ordering pizza. While I was thinking, because I'm hungry and I wanted some of them wings we got, Envy. Them wings, I've been thinking about them wings. Them wings were good.
Pretty good wings.
The chipotle honey, yeah, them damn things were yummy. Actually, this is not a difficult one. This is the easiest one ever. I don't even know why I had to think about this. It's because I was trying to be like super thoughtful, like Envy. But it isn't. It's really simple. It's really simple. I want my fucking PvP vendors back. And I want it to mean something. I want the gear to matter and I want it to mean something. I want a vendor and I want to buy the gear that I need without Blizzard telling me which gear I need to buy, or without this fucking conquest cap and you get whatever piece out of the chest. I don't want to do any of that. I want my PvP vendors back, and I want that feeling of going to the Serpent Spine and going to the vendor and knowing that you are going to probably run into the opposite faction in that general area. I want that feeling back.
Nostalgia.
I go often. I haven't so much anymore. But, like, I go and I just sit there and I miss the feeling of being excited about getting your piece and being excited. You're in between queue, you usually sat in there, right? Like, you chilled in that room in between queues. I miss that, and if Blizzard could find a way to get that back for me, I will fucking pay triple the amount for a sub every month if I could have that feeling back. Doesn't have to be that thing, but if they could find a way to give me that feeling, cool. But I didn't even need to think about it. It's funny that I made it complicated and it didn't need to be. So that's mine. Who's surprised though, right? Taco pizza, is that even a possibility? Feels like...
It sounds like something you'd order at Taco Bell.
Taco pizza. I think we could maybe pull it off. Like, with some of the mix-ins. Not show related, but has anybody had the new stuff at Papa John's, the barbecue meat stuff they're pushing, they're peddling? I wanted to get these barbecue meat pizzas, but I typically don't get barbecue sauce on pizza. But I'm trying to figure out if it was good or not before I hit the order button and everybody in the house yells at me for getting shitty pizza.
No, Roger Goodell told me not to eat there. Football joke, I'm sorry.
I don't play football. I don't watch football.
Of course. Obviously you don't. We know.
Is it good? Because I'm getting it. I wanted to try it. It looks good. It looks good, but the pizza never looks like it does on. I'm getting just the plain. That was not show related, nor was it important. But I mean, when have we ever stuck to just the show, right?
So,
Uh,
on the topic of food, I'll tell this funny story.
oh, good. That will buy me some time.
She's ordering her pizza. So, I obviously drove over to Arizona to spend Memorial Day weekend with Bill. And it was exciting for my wife and I because we knew there was an In-N-Out burger in the city. So, we didn't make it that night. We spent the night, woke up, we hung out for a bit, then we made our way to In-N-Out Burger. And of course, we asked Belle, like, what do you and the kids, all of them, want? It includes you, Ginger. And, they gave me their orders, like $15 worth of food for Belle and her family. $65 later, we come back with an In-N-Out Burger. $15 of that was Belle's. The rest was mine and my wife's. Do I have any regrets? Goddamn, no, I don't. In-N-Out Burger's life. I cannot wait for BlizzCon.
I ate the hell, honestly. Like, I ate the hell out of that. But there was like 3 extra burgers too.
Yeah, and I killed 2 of them.
And we didn't even mind. Like, we just went ham anyway, and I feel pretty good about that. Honestly. I keep trying to apply I have Papa Dough, guys. Have you ever had Papa Dough? I was trying to get my husband to confirm if I'm good to order these barbecue pizzas, because he doesn't really do that kind of stuff either, but I think he doesn't like the chicken, maybe. But it's a big deal. Yeah, In-N-Out, I'm not going to get the Hawaiian. I'm going to get the meat. It's just called meat. It's...
Oh, my. You're asking your husband for permission? It's smart move.
Barbecue meats is what it's called. It's pepperoni, beef, bacon, sausage, Canadian bacon, smoky... I don't know.
Just do it. And if he complains, just stop being a bitch.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to confirm that he is, in fact, okay with barbecue pizza. But, so, who watched MDI?
I did not. I said I was.
You didn't?
I was disappointed.
You missed it.
I did.
How do you feel about yourself?
To be fair, I was on call for work, so money can be exchanged for goods and services, so I feel okay.
Hookers, got it. Copy.
Sure.
Copy on the hookers.
Pugsley!
You leave that poor pug out of this. Like, that pug didn't do anything to you. You're terrible. So, Method Man. Guys.
I heard. I saw some of the replays. That was pretty interesting.
It's Method. And I thought it was interesting. Noah's back on, and Noah went to Limit, and I thought it was interesting. Now, I don't talk shit about Limit because I have a lot of respect for a lot of people in Limit, right? So we don't do that. And Trill is in Limit. I have a respect there because Trill's like, those are my people. But I found it interesting that he left and came back. And Noah really is like, all those guys look like Backstreet Boys. Like all the MDI guys last year, all of them look like Backstreet Boys. And there's pictures that I posted. Here I am, like, in the middle of all these guys with this perfect hair, and I'm a hot fucking mess, right? Like,
oh my.
Like, it was...
I think I've seen a movie start out this way.
It was DitchCon night, and I was sweating profusely. I peed myself. Like, all kinds of shit happened.
Channeling your inner Pugsley.
Yeah, when I do things that are jarring to my body, the pee happens. But I like to see that. I think it's important that we have Backstreet Boys represented at Method, because Method is beautiful, right? Like, there isn't an ugly person at Method, and that's what cracks me up. Okay, well, there's a few, right? I don't have to like those people, but yeah, there isn't really ugly people at Method. Like, Method is literally like the Zoolander of fucking esports orgs. Every one of them is gorgeous. Like, they're all just ridiculously good looking.
So you're saying they're gonna They're gonna die in some horrific,
Mmm.
spontaneous
They're
gasoline.
they're gonna be in the fucking coal mines.
I got the black
I got the
lung.
black lung.
Damn it.
So, let's see. Ashar's eternal resting place. How do you feel about that?
I'm
Is it-
still trying to think why she's considered beautiful.
I think even pre bitch mode, I don't think she was cute.
I- my wife's gonna hate me, but I give that one to Tyrande.
Tyrande's ugly too.
Yeah, she's hotter than Ashara.
I don't actually like night elves though.
I know you do. You get
This-
mad when my Death Knight does that little bouncy thing, and I'm
Because
like,
it's so weird. Like, she's just like shoving her junk in your face.
You know, the funny thing about it is that that's plate that she's wearing. It's plate armor.
How
And
is it
plate armor has
bouncing?
exactly, like, Blizzard, what the hell? Bruh.
Like,
Fix that shit.
who is in charge of your body movement department and who is deciding what people look like?
Like, I volunteer to, like, quality assurance or whatever. I'll watch the chest movement. I don't mind.
What if you were that guy? Like, do you imagine that there's a guy who sits in a desk in a cubicle and his job is to make sure that everything is visually correct according to each particular race? Like, oh nope, your boobs are too big. We got to scale those back because you are this and you can't have, they can't be too big. Or there was the nipple fiasco. Remember the nipple fiasco? The male human nipples look like fucking salamis.
Tara Reid? Sorry.
Oh, rip Tara. That's why you really got to check out your plastic surgeon, guys. When you go to get physical enhancements done to your body, please make sure you do your research on the doctors that you're using. And if you get a huge discount and it's a killer deal on your plastic surgery, you probably shouldn't do it.
Copy on no Craigslist. Doctor.
Yeah, you shouldn't budget. Anything you're doing to your body, there shouldn't be budgets involved. Like, there should be zero budgeting involved. I'm just throwing that out there. I also want to let you guys know that when we go to wrap up the show here in about the next 10-ish minutes, I am going to be showing you guys a very, very adorable treat. And no, it isn't Envy with no pants on, because that's not adorable. That's scary as fuck. Just ask his wife.
That's not what Ginger said. I told you that in confidence.
He should know that hon, if you're watching this, you should know I wouldn't order you a chicken pizza.
I would.
No, he doesn't like, he's really weird about chicken. Chicken has to be like fresh and I have to be the one that cooks it. He's really weird about chicken.
Didn't you tell me he was like on some kick where he would smoke a chicken like every day and eat the whole damn thing?
He wants to be on that kick. He wants to smoke like 20 chickens at once because The Rock or someone...
he saw pain and gain.
Yeah, like The Rock or someone smokes like 20 fucking chickens a week, and that's all they eat all week is just a ton of smoked rotisserie chickens or some shit. So he wants to be that guy where he wants to meal prep 20 fucking rotisserie chickens. Okay, so I actually plan on playing World of Warcraft this weekend. Actually, there's many things I need to do. I need to do my mythic keys. I need to log on Atlas and feed my fucking animals. My ships disappeared in Atlas because I was AFK for a week. I have a lot on my to-do list game-wise because I haven't been able to do any of it. I told everybody this weekend, no. Nobody having babies. No fucking drama. No visitors. No family showing up at the door wanting to hang out. Nothing. Nothing. Find a direction, fuck off in that direction. This weekend is about what I want to do, and it isn't about anybody else because I need it desperately. My husband is taking forever, and I need to order this damn pizza. So.
Just do it. I told you. Tell him to stop being a bitch.
Keys, that's what needs to be on my agenda.
It so happens that I have a 14 Shrine of Stone that needs to be done.
Ooh. Can I do a 14?
Doesn't matter. Just complete it.
Would you trust me to do a 14? I would trust me. Hey, I never forget my Star Trek family. They don't let me.
We
They don't
we
let
got
me.
like various 14 keys anyway. I don't care if we burn one. Usually that's how it ends up anyway. When we try to make the timers, we go.
There's only one hard boss in Shrine, right?
It's more the trash.
Well,
Just annoying, really.
what's the affixes this week?
Damn, I don't remember. They're pretty decent though. I think.
Toll. I don't even want to do a regular toll. I cannot even imagine doing a 14.
Yeah, Fort Bullstring Skittish. It's easy.
Then this is the best week to do it. Put me in the game, coach. My body is ready. Like, let's go. I wanted to do them last week, but I didn't.
Had a 15 freehold that we did.
Nobody, they don't. So if I log in, I could be in game all day and not one person that I actually play with logs in. Then the second I'm not playing, everybody that I play with is logged in and they're all fucking running keys. This mofo will text me pictures of Pug Dick, but he can't text me and say, yo, we're doing keys.
Dude, like, Pug Dick's no joke though. Like, I'm not gonna let you miss out on Pug Dick. Everybody deserves some Pug Dick. Pugsy! No, maybe not right now.
He's like the worst ever.
He's a little
Lena, did you hear what I said? You probably, I don't know if you were watching the show, but I said I've been a bad friend because I haven't texted and you haven't texted.
You both are terrible.
Yeah, we just both, I've been really busy and she hasn't. So, Envy's life, to get caught up on, because I said this was going to be some therapy. Envy's life, he replaced items in his home that were expensive. Welcome to home ownership, my friend.
It feels good though right now.
Well, because it's yours, right? Like, you know, it's yours.
New AC and furnace. It sucked.
The husband just said it looks interesting. So I'm going to take that as that is a go. Right? Like, we're winning. Fuck, that's a lot of money. You know why? Because I'm getting the 32-piece wings. Because I'm really hungry. Like,
we killed those wings pretty good.
honestly, though, I'm going to come to your house. Like, I told you already, I need you to get things ready for me because I have a need for speed. Not the bad kind either.
You know what? Yeah, we'll get the room ready. The day you show up, you're going to open the door to the guest bedroom. Pugsy's going to be laying there with a little Hefner robe and whatnot. It's going to be awesome.
I could see. You know what I love?
Free. That's lazy mode right there. It's awesome. I don't know. I can hear you.
How about now?
I still hear you.
You hear me, but they don't?
I don't know.
Now you hear me. Fucking Christ.
We good.
So, I'm a grandma. Nana. We're not going to do grandma. Nana. My 20-year-old, which most of you kind of went through that life with me. Because it was a lot of stuff in my life. And a lot of it was on, I didn't talk about it, but it was mentioned on the show. I hadn't spoken to my 20-year-old in 2 years. because she was a nightmare. You guys know that. And I had to go down and kick some ass. So she's here, and my granddaughter's here, and she's not so much of a nightmare. She's still a nightmare because she's my kid. Like, my kids are never going to be easy. That just is, it's my lot in life. But there is this. I'm gonna make the ginger bring the baby. He should be watching.
Well, while you're doing that, I just want to give out a quick shout
Oh,
out.
that's right. I had that on my memory, so I'll let you give the birthday shout out.
Kronos, happy birthday. Kronos is a guilty and a Riders of Rohan with us. So yeah,
He's a
happy
warrior,
birthday.
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Happy birthday. Hope you had a good one. I had a beer earlier, so I think I devoted one to you. I don't remember. I was not even a great day, but I had beer in your honor at some point.
Don't let him pretend that the beer was in your honor. The beer was in his honor.
I'm not that stuck up, but yeah, it was.
The beer. So I'm gonna bring the tiny human. Well, I asked the ginger to bring the tiny human so I could share the tiny human because we share all things in life. And every week Envy gets attacked by his pugs. Live. The pug shit on the carpet live. Real life happens when you're living real life.
Especially when you're hated by pugs.
Yeah. Your pugs really hate you. But I
Just
don't
pugs.
think they do, though.
I think Pugsy's just like a dick, and Brandy's a good pug. Pugsy's just a little asshole. Fuck that guy.
Oh, there she is. Why are you looking at me like that? My husband gave me a weird look as if... So here's the tiny human. Her name is Allison.
She's
And
beautiful.
she's got my kid's stank face, which is hilarious. So this is the tiny human. She's perfect, literally in every way. So now you can all love her. Let's get the side profile. Yeah, she literally has my kid's stink face. She's really tiny and she's adorable.
Didn't she own your daughter recently?
Guys,
Or something?
there's something to be said when karma hits, right? And you have a gray hair in your left eyebrow that's courtesy of your daughter, and you have wrinkles, and you have sometimes burning diarrhea trying to get your daughter through her teenage years. And then this little Jedi shoots poo. When I say shoots, she shot the poo. There was some distance, there was some velocity all over my kid's leg. I was laughing so hard I pretty much peed. But that is karma. She's a little Jedi. Her binky's under her. So there she is.
She's beautiful.
Okay, we had to show her off. That's what... I ordered pizza. Okay, so now I've shared the tiny human. Now Lena has a reason to come back.
Don't give her ideas.
Now she has a reason. She squeeze the baby, hug the baby.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, go ahead, Lena. Go visit. I'll take care of the pugs.
You'll take care of the pugs. You'll probably eat the pugs.
I mean, I got a smoker out there, so yeah.
I picture if Lena's ever gone for a length of time, you in your underwear and the pugs in baby diapers because you don't want to take them outside, and you are just all laying on the couch eating cheesy poops and drinking beer. Like, that is the life I picture for you if your wife's ever gone. How far am I from the truth?
Lena, you need to go visit her.
So good. So that's the tiny human. That is where I've been. The Kickstarter stuff, I'm just waiting on Kickstarter. Which is good because the teaser wasn't finished. I was just launching that bitch without the teaser. So a lot of the artwork still isn't completed. We're going based off rough sketches. So when that stuff comes out, I just need you to throw money at it. Just throw me your money because I have to do a 30-day Kickstarter because I need this to be done second week in July so that I could pay all the people I have to pay, and I have to get my decorator started on decorations. Lena. So, Kickstarter. Sometime in the next day or so, it's there. It's just waiting. It's just waiting for Kickstarter. Normally they do it right away. I don't know what their delay is. I'm actually going to email them, but it's there. It's happening. DitchCon's happening Wednesday. All the promo stuff and everything, as soon as the Kickstarter's live, everybody will see all the things and all the themes and all the world. So, party time. Excellent. I wanted to talk, there was a few things that I wanted to talk about that I missed, but that's okay. Because I think I got the important stuff. This year, with the theme, I'm really happy with this year's theme. Like, I haven't had a chance to sit down and think about, like, all the stuff I want to do. Like, Lena and I had talked about decorations, like, a month or so ago of just the different possibilities. But I'm pretty excited about just everything in general. And I'm really excited for Calm Before the Storm this year because it's combined with Wowhead. So, can you believe how much money Calm Before the Storm got with their Kickstarter?
No, yeah, that's crazy.
I stress every year over the little 14,000 we need for our party. I stress, and I think they're up to like 50,000 or something. I don't even know. You could have somebody killed for that much money. I'm not saying I would. I'm just saying.
Jesus. Okay.
Twitch, don't ban me. The Twitch police are gonna fucking ban my ass. I'm really excited though. I think it's gonna be good. We're not gonna try anything fancy. I'm not gonna do any fucking ice machine fucking fogs. I try to get the ambiance of the graveyard. I'm not doing any of that. We're just gonna villain it up, and we're gonna celebrate being a villainess and
be very intoxicated.
I'm probably gonna drink more this BlizzCon than I ever have.
Oh, Bean Dip's gonna be around. There's gonna be booze. Oh.
And I'm really excited that everybody's staying in the same hotel because that makes my life a lot easier being drunk. I'm excited about that.
Bean Dip's gonna be in the same hotel. Bring your mace.
Bring your fucking anti-roofie. Just kidding. I'm not implying that Bean Dip roofies women, but I'm saying I don't know any other way he's gotten laid. I'm just throwing that out there. Just kidding, Bean. I love you.
Just bring it anyway.
Yeah. And there's no Cactu this year, so we won't have...
He's showing up. Bean Dip showing up. I mean, yeah,
Cactu. Yeah, we won't have to discern. And the party's going till 1 this year because last year it was midnight and shit was still rocking. So I'm gonna extend it. And like security came in like we were fucking scallywags. Shutting us down like we broke some shit. I broke some things, but it wasn't anything of theirs.
You misplaced the tequila.
I didn't misplace the tequila.
That I had one shot of. I'm gonna... Yes, you did.
I didn't misplace the tequila.
I gave the tequila to you, and it was missing, and you didn't know where it was. Well, you misplaced it.
We found it, but there was a time period where it was not visible to the eye.
I had one shot.
To be fair, we had to hide it from that lady because she was like cyber stalking because you're not supposed to bring your own alcohol. That lady saw it and she told us we had to put it under the table, or she said she was gonna have to confiscate it. Bitch, I wish you would. You better get an army and you better get a bigger security guard than that lurpy dude in the corner because
Burpee.
It's gonna take a lot. But
Everclear. Actually, it wasn't that bad. Ginger liked it with orange juice.
I liked the mango orange juice. Like, I liked that. I thought that was good. This was actually pretty good too, what I just drank.
I don't know if we can name drop, but it's a vanilla porter from a brewery that was recently acquired by Anheuser-Busch. That's still name dropping. Yeah, whatever. Breckenridge. Vanilla
I mean,
porter. Really good.
Don't most of the streamers have like Michelob Ultra as their sponsor anyway? Don't they stream that shit?
Hey.
Or they're not allowed to stream it?
Yeah, but we don't have sticks at our butts.
Yeah, you're right.
Cause
it was really good.
Michelob.
It initially is a bitter, but it finishes sweet, which is nice.
I love It's like my only favorite porter.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty. I appreciated it. So, guys. Now that I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything like super pressing.
I think we touched on a lot of the big stuff. New factions.
Yeah.
Alliance shared one. Operation Mechagon, the Eternal Palace, PvP, profession changes or enhancements are all dropping in Season 3. So if you don't have your AOTC, please go get it.
Mm-hmm.
You can join us, too. We're trying to make that last push. We're at Blockade. If you want to join us, we raid on Sundays and Mondays. You can always hit me up on Discord. What else? What else, Bill? What else? Tell me. Come on, girl. What's
I want to
good?
fly. World PvP. Let's fucking do this.
You said you're not doing shit on the weekend. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
do something.
I told, literally, I went outside when I got off work and right before I came upstairs and said, I don't care about any of your guys' shit. I don't care about your drama. I don't care about your drama. I don't care what you need. I am doing what I want to do this weekend because the last month I have made about everybody else. And I need some fun because it is not having any fun makes it worse. I can handle all the stress and all that, but if I don't have any fun at all, it's not a good spot. So
No beer and TV, make home or go something.
yeah, I'm gonna get all my to-do list stuff done before the weekend's here, and then that way I don't got it because I need to do some guild cleanup stuff. I got to do some stuff for my the other game that I play, and yeah, I got to do junk things and stuff. So, guys, thank you for joining us. If you were listening to us afterwards on the car, in the car,
On the car, for that matter.
on the car, I'm not going to judge you. Drop us a line. Tell us how you feel about the Volpera, but more specifically, tell me one thing that you would bring back if Ian the Genie came down. It would be really. I'm picturing him as a genie, and I need somebody to Photoshop his face on a genie. Has that been done before?
I don't know. Why not? You could be the first.
I know he was on. They Photoshopped him on Sylvanas' face. But I really need Ian Photoshopped on a genie. I'm gonna have.
You asked this question, you just asked it again. You know what I want to bring back? The one thing I want to bring back Ghost Crawler to piss off paladins.
Are people ever gonna forget Ghostcrawler ever?
I don't think so, but damn, fuck that guy.
Like
he was cool, but
of all the ones that everybody remembers, it's always Ghostcrawler. I do laugh when I see him photoshopped on Sylvanas because he looks oddly like he should be there. Like it meshes like pretty well. Yeah, and communication is really important. Even if you're nerfing and fucking burning everything to the ground, talk me through what you're doing, right? Like at least communicate. And I do miss how open Blizzard used to be. Because I feel like, I mean, Ian doesn't lie. He's very forthcoming when you ask him. Like, he'll tell you flat out, oh, we fucked that up, my bad.
Who? Was it Ghostcrawler or was it Ian? Maybe it was somebody else, but do you remember that epic burn at one BlizzCon? Like, can we get some women that didn't come out of, like, a Victoria's Secret catalog? And one of the devs responded, okay, which catalog do you want from?
Oh.
That was such a vicious burn.
I do miss the days of sense of humor. I feel like it doesn't exist anymore, and it makes me sad. I feel like all the sense of humor is gone. I'm waiting for... I don't know. I'm waiting for... Chris Metzen to return. In some capacity. I know it's not going to happen, right? He's got a life. He could do the voice of Thrall and be a part, but I'm waiting for the day he comes back. He's not gone forever, guys.
like I said, it'll be hilarious if like that whole little safe haven cinematic with Thrall coming back was exactly that. Like, oh, that means Betson's coming back.
Like,
Comes
yeah,
back
if it
just
was
picking
like
up
if
the
it was like a
rope
hidden Easter egg and then it just came to pass.
because
I
like, have you seen that Steve Jobs movie? I think it's just called Jobs.
which
Like,
version? There's the Ashton Kutcher version and there's the other guy that I really like. He plays Magneto.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, what
I
is
think
it?
it was
Firstberger?
Fassbender.
Fassbender.
I think it was actually the Kutcher one, but like he just comes back. Like they bring back Jobs, and Jobs like, yeah, cool, you're fired, you're fired, you're
Oh
fired.
yeah, that would be
And the
me.
company's like badass again and shit.
Yeah, that'd be me. I
That's it. I'm back. Don't fire people though. That's not cool. But
I do think actual assassins went after Chris to persuade him to come back. What? I feel like you just told us.
safe haven.
Oh, I was like, wait, what? I'm really confused. I do not think that that's the end of his story with Blizzard. It's evident in he was really silent on Twitter for a long time. Little by little, you see him more and more, and 90% of it is Blizzard related in his interactions. I think once the dad thing has run its course for the new, right? Like as our kids get older and they need us less, we find the need to go and do a thing, right? He's gonna be back. I don't know if it'll be in anytime in the near future, but it isn't gonna be forever. He's gonna want something to do. Once the kids are in school, there's nothing. You just sit at home staring at your spouse.
You gotta bring up negative shit.
Like I work, so I still see him and stare at him, but I'm doing something. He's doing something because we're living life, we're doing things. But nobody wants to sit and stare. That's why retirement sucks. Nobody wants to sit and stare at their spouse all day. Doesn't matter how much you love them. Like I am ridiculously in love with my husband, but I don't want to stare at him all day for 40 fucking years after retirement. Like, can we golf or some shit? Like,
You could always send him over my way.
I'm a terrible person.
We could like walk the pugs together.
Guys, I'm really tired. I was up at the ass crack of dawn this morning, driving all the way to the middle of the ghetto, which I don't live that life anymore.
Ghetto.
In the ghetto. Yeah, we don't live that life anymore. I've been telling my daughter, I've been telling her, because she's been gone for the last 2 years. I've been telling her, we don't live that life. We don't live that.
We ain't about that life no more, fam.
We don't do those things.
God, by the way, thanks for warning me about Phoenix. Driving over to Phoenix to that In-N-Out burger. As we're getting into the city, and I live there.
I did say, like, it's not going to be great.
So my wife's from LA. I lived with her for a bit, and I'm from Central California. So, it's kind of, I'm used to the ghetto. Driving into Phoenix.
He's never seen the ghetto. Like, he's seen, like,
Hit the lock button on my Jeep and like, don't make eye contact, honey.
She's from Cali, so she's seen ghetto. The only other ghetto outside of Arizona ghetto is California ghetto. Well, probably I would imagine like New York and I don't. Chi-Town's got some ghetto, but
Nah, girl, Stockton, California. That's ghetto.
yeah, you're right. You're right. And Barstow. Barstow's like the armpit of California. Like, who goes to Barstow? How does one get to Barstow to live in Barstow? How did you grow up in Barstow? Who goes there?
Like, who showed up in Barstow and be like, this would be a great place to start a city.
Yeah, the devil's taint of California. The devil's taint.
Pretty fucking much, man. Jeez, fuck that
Oh,
place.
that was
Me and
like
my wife stayed there driving BlizzCon one year.
good.
That wasn't BlizzCon. We just drove to California. That place fucking sucked. 5-star hotel or whatever. It was a 4-star. Yeah, the place seems legit. You pull up, there's some girl hanging outside of like the freaking rooms. I'm like, let's find Days Inn or whatever the hell. Little lizard runs in. I'm like, oh, We're gonna find another room.
I have to go at the end of this month. I have to make a 2-day trip up to Flagstaff, and for my kids, for her graduation or her orientation for college, and I tell her to find us hotels. Like, give me hotels so I can book, an overnighter or whatever. So she sends me Super 8.
Oh hell no!
So I text her and I'm like, I literally said, I don't live that life anymore, kid. Like, no Motel 6, no Super 8, no Roadway Inn, no fucking Red Roof, no, none of that. None of that. I can't, physically, I can't.
Bean Dip stayed frequently at the Roadway Inn off of what the hell's that damn road? Harbor. That Roadway Inn off Harbor. Next
Yeah.
To we stay there and
Ugh,
one
the
year,
Roadway, oh God.
one year he stayed there with his friends and they had a bunk bed for the children. They made him sleep on the top bunk. He started climbing up and all you hear is like
They made Bean sleep on the top bunk? Oh,
they
man.
just pulled apart the bunk bed, but I ain't sleeping under Dip. The hell with that.
I wouldn't sleep under Dip either.
Yeah, it's not good for your health.
That's not a good way to die. Like, when I go out, I would like to go out with a good positive visuals, right? Like, I need to die amongst the pretty. Like flowers. I don't mean like people. God, you made me sound worse than I meant to be. I meant like...
Yeah, I really hope he hears this.
Like, I meant like flowers or like, like a pretty view, not potentially Bean Dip's armpit or some weird shit.
And he's from Bakersfield, so...
That's not... Who is from Bakersfield?
That armpit's baked. Bean Dip.
Who is from Bakersfield? That is just ridiculous. Guys, it's 8 o'clock. My pizza's on the way. I'm tired. I have things to do before bed. Envy looks tired. The pugs are tired. The wife's probably tired.
Man, her opinion don't matter.
That's a terrible thing to say.
Yeah, I'll hear it later.
Just remember, like, I told her I would help her hide the body.
Again, you threaten me with a good time each and every time. Like, just put me out of misery. Don't give me
I'm gonna
hope.
help her hide the body because that's what
Don't
friends
give me
do.
hope. Stop it.
That's what friends do. That's what friends do. Friends answer the phone at 3 in the morning and you say, I need you to bring me the shovels. And there's no question. They just bring you shovels. That's friendship. Just throwing that out there. Get you a friend like that. That's the kind of friendship you should have.
You didn't even need to hide the body. Just there's a couple rivers you can dump me. Just do it.
I'd weekend at Bernie's that shit though with you, honestly. Like, we could probably get away with it for a good minute. Like, probably for a good, like, maybe a month or so, we could probably get away with some weekend at Bernie's shit with you, honestly.
No.
They would just chalk it up to you being high.
La da 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 da.
We'd just wheel you around in your chair. If the police are listening to this, I swear that's not really what's happening. I need the police. I need the manager. I need the police manager.
Settle down, Karen.
Guys, thank you for giving us your 2 hours, it seems, every week. We hadn't been here, so we needed to chat and hang out. Sauce and Rem are around, just so you know. Like, Sauce is... I don't know what the fuck Sauce is doing, but he's around. I talked to him today, and Rem has actually been over to the house a few times. So kudos to Rem on making an effort. He's working weird hours for a couple weeks, so we won't see him at all, but I think we'll probably see a reintroduction. He's working night shift for training, and then got a new job and stuff, so...
Night shift.
Yeah, night shift. Oh, also, I gotta have surgery, and I have 3 different things wrong with this side. I have carpal, plus I have bilateral carpal, plus I have tennis elbow. Surgery, injections in the wrist, and physical therapy.
You know what? You don't have to raid. You can just settle down, rehab. Just be good. I want you to take care of yourself, boo.
I
Just
got this. That's why I got this thing here. But I start my physical therapy next week, and the 19th I have an appointment to talk about the injections here, which the injections should make it bearable for the next month because I have to do physical therapy before surgery because he has to clear the bilateral carpal and the tennis elbow before he can do surgery on the carpal. But that's code for I'm fucked up.
mentally and physically.
Yeah, that's, my fingers just, everything's falling apart. So, guys, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the laughs. Thank you for...
Bacon.
Yeah, thanks for the bacon. I love bacon. I'm hungry. Guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. 8.2. If you want to raid, come raid with us.
Seriously.
Sundays and Mondays, we need raiders.
Just be drunk and we don't care. If you're fucked up, you'll fit right in.
He's not wrong. Just saying. Almost all of them. I think I'm the only sober one.
That's your fault.
Maybe. Well, yeah, you're right. Callie, I knew you were creeping. I knew you were creeping. I could just see it in my bones.
Actually, you'll laugh about this. The last time we raided, Alex was pretty fucked up. And you know how he's serious in raid? And
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have time to fuck around.
He was pretty fucked up. And he died to like a simple mechanic, and he took that shit pretty personally. So, yeah, come join us, raid. Get fucked up. Just watch us get all like hammered and like pissy, and you'll have a good time.
Hangry.
Belle will be angry.
I'll be hangry.
My wife will be dying of stupid shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
to be fair, well, actually, dying isn't typical. If it's a bad raid night, I'll die every fight. But for the most part, I can pretty much live.
Don't count on Belle getting you out of a robot if you're stuck in a robot.
To be fair, that's why I tried to do the call-outs first. Like, I wanted to just call out everybody's. Don't do mine first. Let me do everybody else's, because I'm selfish. Then I don't know if you saw, which we can end the show with that. I don't know if you saw, but I didn't see you running to a bot until I was almost in it. And I jumped in the bot, and I thought, fuck, I bet you he was trying to get to that bot. And then everybody else was in a bot, and I seen you and Alex running around miniature, and I was like, oh, I took his bot. What a bitch.
It's like, God damn it.
Yeah. I don't know if you know, like, I didn't see you till it was pretty much too late. Like, I had already went to click to do the thing, so, like, there was no going back, but I felt really bad.
We're past the boss now. That's all that matters to me right now.
Come raid with us. I'm going to do the ending credits. It's still just me and Rem. I feel like I need to get my life together. I need someone to read me a bedtime story. I gave the Dragons Love Tacos to the tiny human. Because humans tiny.
Must be hard being a baby. Just sleep all day, cry,
Yeah.
pee, poo, rinse and repeat.
Hold on.
Pugs.
Pugs? We love the pugs, though.
Do we though?
Well, I love the pugs, but the reason I love the pugs is because I don't have to clean up their shit off the floor.
Bastards. Free pugs, y'all. Hashtag free pugs.
Hashtag free pug. Aw, Kevin, I'm sorry, Kevin. Kevin came in at the end. Envy will offer a butt touch.
I don't even think it's going to be an offer. It's just going to happen.
It's just, just expect it. Expect the unexpected. And triple check your drink if you get it from Envy. That's my lights out advice to everyone as you're listening to the soothing sound of our voice. Always check your drinks when you get them.
She's kidding, by the way, for those people who are like...
They're like, wow. Yeah, I promise nothing weird happens. We're going to get the hell out of here. Bye, guys.